Welcome back to our RPO sequence series. Today I'm going to be covering the RBar to natural motion circumnav sequence today, which can be found under the RPO specialized RBar and VBar subfolder. So once again, we're going to be covering this RBar to natural motion circumnav. So as the name suggests, you do need to have some initial starting conditions. In this case, you need to be started on the RBar itself or very near it with your rate sort of nulled out. So you need to be starting on the RBar, and then we're going to enter into a natural motion circumnav. In this case, we can have a cross-track component for when it hits the VBar over here. So if you want a cross-track component, you can modify that. You also have to fill in the other parameters of who am I, which engine would I like to use, and whether you want to use impulsive or finite maneuvers. Just going to stick with impulsive maneuvers today to accept all the defaults. If I take a look at my initial state, I am indeed have a radial offset above my target. So it's pretty much just an RBar offset. So if I go ahead and run this, it takes one target sequence to converge. You might notice that indeed that this doesn't propagate anything. So it actually, when it goes through and targets, it'll perform that maneuver to enter into the natural motion circumnav, but it won't actually propagate anything. It's just going to propagate for when it's actually targeting. It's not going to propagate past that. So if I want to actually see that natural motion circumnav, I'm just going to move up this coast segment and rerun, and you will indeed see that now I have entered into this natural motion circumnav. You'll also, if I were to go back to the RBar to natural motion circumnav, change the cross-track component up here. Maybe I want that cross-track component to be, I don't know, 30 meters at the VBar. And if I were to rerun this, you'll indeed see it twisted my orbit over here so that there is a 30-meter offset between my VBar crossing. When I cross the VBar, it's a 30-meter offset from that in-track direction over there. So you have control over the directionality of this as well. This is actually useful because if your satellite were to be drifting, you don't want to be crossing that VBar. So maybe you don't have perfect OD or something. If your satellite's drifting, you don't want to have it crossing the VBar because you don't want to accidentally whack your target satellite. So often this is a more stable ellipse where you have that cross-track offset. So you're not naturally with any sort of drift going to come down and whack your target satellite. Okay, so that's going to be it for the RBar to natural motion circumnav sequence. Thanks.